You know that feeling of anxiety that you get when you take on a project that's outside your realm of expertise? You don't know what tools, materials, or skills you need, let alone the steps you should follow to do things right. That's how I was feeling when I walked into our local hardware store with the idea of building a deck in our front yard. I had no idea how to build the deck. I've never done that before. Thankfully, Jim has. Jim's a longtime staff member at the store. He's the person that they immediately directed me toward when I told them about the project I was working on. And after a brief conversation about my plans, he sketched out this diagram behind me on a half sheet of paper. It turns out that it's not all that complicated. You need concrete supports that keep the wood off of the ground, joists that run across those supports, deck boards that go on top of the joists, and wood screws to keep it all in place. This single sheet of paper is both a materials list and an instruction manual for building a simple floating deck. It's also a model that closes the gap between the vaguely possible and the certainly doable. That's what good models do. They help to focus our attention on the pieces that matter, and they show us how those pieces are connected. Not just for our intellectual enjoyment, but also to help us do things in the real world. Yes, they're just marks on a piece of paper, but those marks have the power to unlock potential in the viewer. Whether you're building something practical like a floating deck, or something more intangible like communication skills or emotional intelligence. It was a little over a year ago when I made that trip to the hardware store, and just last weekend I was able to put that model to use. I've started building a small deck that I will actually be turning into a shed, which is giving me good practice with these practical building skills. For example, in the building of this platform and the revisiting of this sketch, I've realized that I put 4 feet in the wrong place. In my mind, I was thinking of 4 feet in between the joists, but what's actually depicted here is 2 feet between each joist. So I think I need to go back and add 1 more joist in between the 2 that are already there. This won't be holding that much weight, but it's probably better to be safe than sorry. I share this story to encourage you to not underestimate the value of a simply sketched model, and to recognize how something as roughly sketched out as this can bridge the gap between ideas and action. So, what models are you building? What projects are you facilitating? And what future are you helping to bring about? If you'd like to lean into your model making skills for both the practical and conceptual projects that you're working on, then check out the resources at verbaltovisual.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.